Last night I saw a young woman turn into some sort of a spider-wolf creature and tear a man's throat out. Like her body just folded outwards and became this whole other form. This fanged, arachnid, carnivore beast. A creature that killed a man and spread his guts out across the floor. And then she squeezed back into herself and she walked up to me and she asked me if I wanted to buy her a drink. I didn't know what to say to her, but somehow I got my wallet out and I waved over the bartender. I gave him a couple of 20s, stuttering out that he should give her whatever she wants. The bartender vomited nervously into the sink and then wiped his mouth on the back of his sleeve. She ordered a sex on the beach with extra foreplay and no sand. He nodded and began pouring brightly colored liquids into a large beer mug. She said her name was Rochelle, and I told her my name. She said I was cute, and then downed the drink in a single motion. She smiled at me, and for a second I could see all those spider-wolf teeth hidden inside of her. She asked if I wanted to go home with her, and I knew that if I said no, I was dead on the spot. So I said yes. She said we should leave before somebody called the cops. Then we stepped over the body of the guy she'd killed and went out to my car. I should explain. The guy she killed had been an asshole for sure. I'd seen him smack her ass when she'd been walking past him, and when she called him on it, he just laughed in her face. I think he might have said she was a bitch or something, but I got lost in his screams too quickly to be sure. But yeah, I'd just been out for a drink, supposedly meeting up with some friends. You know how it is. Friday night. Maybe something good will happen. You hope for the best. Maybe you'll go home with somebody interesting. I was going home with a young woman who had just transformed into a nightmare monster, torn a man into pieces, certainly devouring at least some of his body, and then transformed back. Her apartment was surprisingly stark. It made me think a little of how you might expect a serial killer to live. Bare walls, no art anywhere. A pile of books and a laptop computer in one corner of the living room, next to a naked mattress. No pillows or blankets for the bed. No other furniture. Just a big mirror leaned up against the wall, right next to the bed. She asked me if I wanted a drink. There was beer in the fridge and something that looked like bottles of blood. I took a beer and tried not to think about it. We made out a little on the couch, but I think she could sense my anxiousness and decided to ask me about it. I admitted that I was a little unnerved by what I'd seen back in the bar, and she gave me this odd little laugh. She asked if I believed in hell. Like if I believed in a place of eternal suffering and agony where strange monsters tormented lost souls. I said that I wasn't certain. And then she told me this story about how when she was a little girl, she'd been part of an experiment that was meant to probe the limits of physical potential. They were trying to expand bodies and minds, reaching into something primal. She'd been given a dose of a genetic destabilizer, along with a bunch of psychoactive drugs. She tripped out for 6 days and her whole body broke down on a cellular level. When she reformed, she wasn't really a little girl anymore. She'd been taken deep inside her own mind and brought back through again. Of the men who'd done it to her, one had escaped, and the other she devoured. She said she was still hunting the first one, the main scientist who'd been responsible for her transformation. That was her mission, her goal. We made love not long after that. She couldn't stop changing her form while we were doing it, her legs seeming to multiply and grow thick, her mouth expanding with protruding mandibles and row after row of twisted fangs. When she screamed my name, it came out as a sort of gurgling howl. I know she wanted to eat me when we were done. I could see the look in her eyes. You know that look you get when it's 3 a.m. and you just made love to some stranger? And now you're totally relaxed, but you'd kill somebody for a slice of pizza? Yeah, I was both the somebody she'd kill and the slice of pizza. That's how she was looking at me. But instead, she just rolled over to face her own reflection in the mirror and told me to let myself out. She said it'd be better that way, that she had difficulty with proximity, something like that. She liked being not alone, but only for a little while. I left her, laying there in the dark on her mattress, staring into the mirror. Even from a distance off, I could hear the soft sounds of her flesh, folding in and out as she shifted between her forms. I slipped out the door and down the hall, and by the time I hit the stairs, I was running. Once I was out on the street, I sprinted for 3 blocks before I even thought about trying to remember where I was parked. So when I say don't be an asshole when you're out drinking, I'm not like trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm warning you. You don't know what's out there. This has been a Death by Media Man production. For more Death by Media Man content, check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. If you dig what we did, feel free to leave us a like or a comment and share this link with your friends. And if you'd like to support us with some of your money, we got a Patreon as well. Thanks so much for listening, and remember... crap, I forgot what I was going to tell you to remember. Well, anyways, thanks for listening. You're awesome.